Beats by All the Songs.
Yeah. Truth colors. Truth colors. Truth colors. Truth colors. Truth colors. Truth colors. Ayy, when you learn the truth, it will set you free. Many are held captive, stolen identity. But let me just shoot the breeze, release you from Satan's squeeze. He's all like enemies, no matter the color you see. That truth frame. Truth colors. Truth colors. Truth colors. Truth colors. Truth colors. Yeah, yeah. Truth colors.
My sister, she have asthma, and her brother, he have asthma. He's 3, and we don't know what she might have. I have asthma, I have sinus, I have sarcoidosis, that's the bacteria, and
This is not big plaques smaller. This is a fraud of massive proportion.
I have a pacemaker, which is sick sinus syndrome. But mostly everybody in this neighborhood got asthma or either cancer. My neighbor there died from cancer probably just last year. My nephew down the street, he's got cancer. He's in terminal cancer, stage 4. He's not a smoker, not a drinker. And it's not in his lungs. It's in his lymph nodes.
In the U.S., treating chronic disease such as heart disease, cancer, and diabetes is a $1.5 trillion industry. That's the GDP equivalent of the 10th richest country in the world.
When we eat these kind of dead meat bacteria toxins, within minutes you get this burst of inflammation within your system such that you basically paralyze your arteries. You get the stiffening of the arteries, their inability to relax normally in half. So it's not like decades down the road eating unhealthy there'll be some damage. No, we're talking damage right then and there within minutes of it going into our mouth.
Classified processed meat such as bacon and sausage as carcinogenic, directly involved in causing cancer in humans.
Processed meat is clearly linked to an increase in cancer.
Hot dogs or bacon could be just as dangerous as smoking cigarettes.
The World Health Causation.
It's a deception. You say this pill will help you unclog your arteries, this one will save you from a stroke. No, it doesn't. The people who take the statins, etc., they still get their heart attacks, they still get their strokes. This is not reverse disease.
Because if you live here and saw the way they do, you don't eat no pork. Well, I don't eat bacon because I know where it comes from. When they die, they go into a box and they decompose because they swell from the heat. A truck come and pick them up, take them to the processing plant in Rose Hill, ground them up into feed, and feed it back to the hogs.
Shalom, everybody, and welcome to The Undeniable Truth. They won't tell you, but I will. My name is Yashayahu Arye, or I'm also known as Heart of Psalms. Alright, so before we get started, let's pray, as we always do. Father, we ask right now that you would begin to open people's eyes to the truth, no matter what people say to them or what they think. Father, we will present facts as we'll present only the truth. Father, we give you praise, honor, and glory. Let your will be done upon the earth as it is in Shemayim. So be it. Alright, let's go. Alright, so it's the holiday season, right? It's upon us right now. And what's associated also with the holiday season, sadly, is what? The flu season, right? It's undeniable. So the holidays are also known as the flu season. Why do people get sick around the holiday season? Like, why? What are the main foods served around this time? Right, so this just came in, right? So here just recently, not too long ago. CDC reports widespread salmonella outbreak from eating turkey. The agency announced more illnesses in this ongoing outbreak. How to keep your holiday meal safe this Thanksgiving by Catherine Roberts. You see when it was last updated. Alright, now look at this. This is the foods that you normally see. Well, it's actually a little bit more foods that you normally see around the holiday seasons. But these are normally the foods that are prepared during this time. But is this all the meat that is served? So just ahead of Thanksgiving, the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has announced that a year-long outbreak of salmonella linked to raw turkey products is now responsible for 164 illnesses, 63 hospitalizations, and 1 death across 35 states. Now, if there are many more deaths in this, trust me, they will probably find a way to hush it up and not cause a panic. Alright, but at least have to put in 1 death. It could be more deaths, but you will never know really, because they won't put it out there like that. It'll bring it too much of a scare. Alright. The outbreak was first reported in July, but illnesses related to it have been identified as far as back as when? Thanksgiving, right? November 2017. You seen when it started, right? Not October, because there's no meat. There's no holiday. There's no seasonal meat or seasonal foods around October. It started in when the holiday season kicks off. November. Let's get it. Alright. Now, again, I'm going to keep asking this question, man. Is this all the meat that is served during this season? We got turkey on both slides. Let's get it. During routine testing of turkey processing facilities, the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service found the same strain of salmonella that has been making people sick in 22 slaughtering facilities and 7 processing establishments. Again, is this all the meat that is served? On Wednesday, Consumer Reports food safety advocates called on the USDA to provide a list of affected turkey producers, suppliers, and brands. Having this information would allow consumers to better protect themselves and their families from salmonella this Thanksgiving, says Jean Halloran, Director of Food Policies Initiatives at Consumer Reports. See, like this stuff is taken around, like I said, holiday season. Is this, again I ask, all the meat that is served during the holiday season? Now, what you need to understand is this. As we're going through this, I'm going to keep proving this time and time again. You are being prepared for death every holiday season. You are just like the meat they serve. You are a sacrifice. Is this all the meat that is served during the holidays? I just want to keep asking that question because it needs to be answered. Now, but on Thursday, the USDA announced that Jennie O, my goodness, was recalling more than, 91,000 pounds of flesh. Now, I heard of 7 pounds, like the movie, but this is 91,000 pounds of fresh ground turkey. If it's 91,000 pounds of fresh ground turkey, then what's the point of recalling it back if it's fresh? If it's not fresh, will be a reason why you see how that's an oxymoron right there. How you gonna say it's fresh ground turkey? I want you to say what it is. 91,000 pounds of defective ground turkey. Now watch this. So 91,000 pounds of fresh, they say, ground turkey with use by dates of October 1st and October 2nd from facility P-190 located in Barron, Wisconsin for possible contamination with salmonella. Though the ground turkey should no longer be on store shelves, but this bad boy is supposed to be fresh though, right? It's so fresh that it's not on the store shelves any longer. That's how fresh it is. You see how they do a play on words? You're going to see a little bit more about that in this video. Alright, store shelves consumers may still have it in their freezers. If you do, you should throw it away or return it to the store for a refund. CR food safety experts and the USDA advise. For more details on the recall, see below. Now, I want to inject this in real quick because you don't understand. These curses that's upon the earth is coming to where anything that is not acceptable to Yah being done. Alright, so these turkeys. Genio. Most of the people in the truth don't eat Genio at all. Why? Because Genio has aborted feces and stuff like that for seasoning and stuff like that. So you can see that there is an attack going on people's practices. Alright? We can see this thing is widespread. This is not just one thing, but it's going everywhere. But I digress. Let's get back on. So see, there's a green light on your life if you keep the holidays. Let's go. Alright, here we go with the picture again. Is this all the meat that is served? Could someone please help me out? I just want to know. Alright, in response, the USDA said it did not have the evidence. Didn't have the power. Don't have the authority to point no one out. You lose your job, maybe lose your life. Said it did not have the evidence to point to a single comment supplier of turkey products, and that it would be grossly irresponsible and reckless to associate producers with an outbreak investigation when a link from an establishment to an illness has not been made. Meaning, what are they saying? So people are assuming now, like, wait a minute, is this coming from one brand or is it coming from multiple brands? Meaning this, how long have they known about this? This doesn't seem like it might be just something that just be happening just to be happening. This might be something that might be planned. And they say, like, look, don't try to go point fingers at us saying that this is an intentional thing because we don't know clearly yet. You don't have any proof or evidence to say that this was done purposely. That's what's being said. Alright, let's go. Again, is this all the meat that is served? Can someone please help me out with this picture? Alright, some people get sick way too early. So some people got sick way too early and caused exposure. That's what I'm saying. So these companies have to act accordingly now. I'm talking about right now. But as this presentation unfolds, you will without a doubt know that you are the product and have always been the product. Look at the next slide, see what it says. Let's go, see what it says. However, when CR asked the agency to confirm that 19 companies were involved and to identify them by name, a USDA spokesperson responded, FSIS continues to work with the CDC and state health departments on this investigation and will provide updated information as it becomes available. Meaning this, it's none of your ham business. Alright? We plead the fifth. That's what they're saying. Even if we are at fault, we ain't going to admit it. Do you understand? You are the product. Considering that millions of turkeys will be eaten. Let's say that again. Considering that millions of turkeys will be eaten over the holiday, the agency should release any other information it has. Says CR's. Hollering. It still hasn't released all the names and locations of the slaughter. in processing facilities where USDA has found the outbreak strain. Through genetic fingerprinting, USDA should also inform the public of the brands processed at those facilities. She says every turkey sold in grocery stores has the code for the processing facility on its label, which consumers could check. I told y'all to read carefully. The Most High told me to put this in here. Alright? He told me to put this whole entire article, put these things I'm putting in here right now, before I even get to what I'm trying to get to. He told me to put this in here. There's a warning going out to everybody. Let's go. Back to the original content of this slideshow. But first, could someone please tell me, is this all the meat that is served during the holiday season? Now, on every holiday, there is only one meat item served in every one. And that is, drum roll please, ta-da! Holiday ham. Now, what could be wrong with this? Huh? What could be wrong with this ham? What could be wrong with it? Is there anything wrong with this ham? Just look at it. People's mouths are probably watering over it right now. Just looking at it right now, but many don't see anything wrong with consuming this type of meat. Besides, it's a seasonal holiday dish at most, right? We'll see. Okay. However, there was something underneath all those cherries, pineapples, and honey glaze that is eating you alive. See? People want to know what's going on, right? Oh, hell no! Pork is often referred to as cured. The word cured is the past tense of the verb cure. If a meat has to be cured before we eat it, should we keep playing Russian roulette by continuing to consume something that obviously was not meant for consumption? Things that make you go, Thoroughly and slow cooking of pork does not remove the danger of the worms found in all pork. Where's the worms found at? Let me highlight that for you, because some people is like, well, see, it says some pork. No, there's dangers found in all pork. Dangers of the worms. What's found in all pork? Let me highlight that for you too as well. Worms found in all pork. Additional cooking of pork purchased in the summer or processed pork products does not make the worm infested pork safe for eating. What is it again? All pork is worm infested. So your holiday festive seasons is a time where you're going to go ahead, you are consenting to eating worms and getting worms, a gut full of worms that will later on evolve into something else. Let's go. Any kind of meat that has been salted, fermented, smoked, or preserved, you can find it just about everywhere. From the grocery store to the farmer's market to a 5-star restaurant. The most common processed meats are bacon, sausage, and cold cuts, including salami, bologna, and ham, jerky, and hot dogs. Plain old cooking, grinding, and chopping are not processing, so most steaks, rotisserie chickens, and burgers are not on the list. And it's funny how all those things at the last minute were the things the Father says we could eat. The things that's on here that actually said Father said we can't eat are all the things that's on here that says that is considered to be processed meats. Just want to put that in there real quick. So what you ate could be eating you right now when you do a detox. All right. I know that's gross right there. It's gross. But it's needed to be looked at. So worms, worms, and more worms. Let's look at this. That just looks nasty, don't it? There's worms on the inside of this person's intestines, man. You see this? Look at that, man. That's nasty. So yeah, that's nasty right there. All nasty. Next time you think about eating pork, yeah, remember that video. Okay, worms, worms, and more worms. The scientific name for the ill-causing worm found in all pork is Trichinella spiralis, which causes trichinosis. Worms thrive in the hog. When these worms are digested into your system, they cause a high birth rate to hundreds of new worms called larvae, which travels the bloodstream of your system and lodge in your muscles. These worms enter into your brain, these worms even enter your brain, lungs, or your spinal fluid. They cause muscular aches, fever, and many other symptoms of sickness. The worm has an amazing ability to go undetected in your system for many years. And people are finding that out to be true. That's why they're doing these different detoxing, and they're starting to find out that they have like worm coming out their hind end, like out their stools and stuff. They like doing these major detoxing, and when it's coming out, like they're starting to see that these worms has been in there for like years, man. It's just disgusting. It's gross. Alright, this red stomach worm is a blood-sucking, and it is essentially a parasite. So it's a blood-sucking parasite of pastured pigs. Adults are 10 millimeters in length and are bright red when first removed from the host. Infections are usually not pathogenic, but if enough worms are present, hyperemia, catarrhal, gastritis, submucosal oedemia, hyperplasia of the gastric gland area, erosion of the mucosa, and ulcer formation may result. So this is all causes of parasites. So it's attacking what? The kidney, right? Alright. Now here is a list also of the different worms that attack, and it shows you exactly where they attack. See, we see earlier they attacked the kidneys and they attacked the stomach. That earlier was the stomach. We got the red stomach worm, which we just got through looking at earlier, or just got through reading about. You can see it right here. So that's the stomach. See how it attacks all the areas of the pig: stomach, small intestines, large intestines, lungs, and kidneys. Now you want to keep this in your mind, because later on, as we start to see if this stuff affects humans, you want to look at the same areas that's actually being attacked. Alright, so these are effects of the parasites. Alright, more effects of parasites. Affected pigs lose condition and pallor of the skin and mucus. Alright, membranes. The mucous membranes may be apparent in adult pigs. The parasite is thought to be involved in ill thrift and the thin sole syndrome. Adult pigs can die following a sudden blood loss when ulcers perforate. It is uncommon in growing pigs. Eggs are almost indistinguishable from those of another species, so larval culture is best for better diagnosis. Now look at this. It's nasty. Ascaris, some large roundworm, is the most important gastrointestinal worm of pigs. It is more common in growing pigs than in adult pigs. Adult worms are large and pinkish yellow. Females are 20 to 40 centimeters in length and males 15 to 25 centimeters. That's just gross. Now look at this. The heavily infested pigs may have up to 25 worms blocking the small intestines and bile duct, causing loss of appetite, vomiting, jaundice, and death if the small intestine is ruptured. In less extreme cases, there is reduced appetite, poor feed efficiency, and slow growth. So the growth is at alarming rates. Look at this. This is like what, day 1? I mean, like from day 0. Day 0, it's already hitting in this area. The other day, it's already hitting another area. Then it's hitting the liver by day 7. You can see it start to spread to the lungs. Now it's hitting to the intestines. Then day 42, they're already just fully sick. Day 42, they're already fully sick. Now, in the lungs, migrating larvae causes a verminous pneumonia, which may result in death if large numbers of larvae are involved. Clinical signs are those of pneumonia. Pigs have an asthmatic cough and may breathe with difficulty. So we can see that the pigs catches a cold. Look at this right here. All these dead pigs. Right? Dead pigs. So every single pig before it dies has pneumonia, and pneumonia is mostly is the result or the cause of death. Now it's sad what happens to them. Now the growth rate of feed efficiency can be depressed by up to 10%. Female worms are very prolific, producing 0.5 to 2 million eggs per day, and these can survive outside the pig for many years. They are resistant to drying and freezing, but sunlight kills them in a few weeks. Who has time to be working with few weeks? Food's supposed to be clean, right? Let's go. Now watch this. This is the before and after picture. Right? This is what it looks like before it turns to this. It's funny, right? It's crazy. Medical findings have proven human parasites is that hot dogs ham slices, cold cuts, pork chops, and bacon are the sum of the most likely foods to give you worms. All the foods that Father said don't eat, right? Right. Parasites aren't just something that wild animals and pets have, according to doctors. No. An estimated 90% of people have parasites too. Right now, when we become infected from hot dogs or other contaminated foods, it is not because we accidentally ate a worm, but because we unknowingly ate the eggs. And your body is trying to expel it out. So the parasites is passed to the humans from the food you eat. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention has estimated that more than 60 million American adults plus 50 million children are carrying Toxoplasma gondii from contact with uncooked meat. One of the reasons that these infections go unchecked in most cases is that parasites are difficult to diagnose. Worms can also be undetected for many years in your intestinal tract without being noticed in terms of negative symptoms, so treatment is rarely sought out. Symptoms of parasitic infestation include the following versus symptoms of the flu includes the following versus the symptoms of the stomach bug. What's the difference between all these sicknesses? Let's see what we find out. So, symptoms of a parasitic infestation, these are the symptoms. Worms in your stool, stomach and abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, gas and bloating, rectum and vulvar itch or rash, fatigue, loose or runny stools, bloody stools, diarrhea, and weight loss. These are symptoms of the flu. Can include. Now notice the words can include. But these are symptoms. Runny nose, fever, chills, stuffy nose, sore throat, body aches, cough, fatigue, and headaches. That part where it says can include, meaning it's just maybe the surface of what you can be feeling from just a regular flu or stomach flu. Now, because these all come with the flu too. Look at these. Bowel syndrome, diarrhea, belly aches, stomach aches, alright, now watch this. Sudden diarrhea. Come from food poisoning. Traveler's diarrhea. Stomach flu. Chronic diarrhea. Celiac disease. Food intolerance. Allergy. Milk soy protein intolerance. Now, did you see what causes sudden diarrhea? The stomach flu. Now let's look at the stomach bug. So the stomach flu versus the flu. What's the difference? Low grade fever, headaches, diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting, stomach ache and cramps, muscle aches, tired or cranky. It's the same thing as fatigue, right? That's all the stomach flu. Now it says not everyone with the stomach flu will have all these symptoms. Now let's watch this. Influenza, which is respiratory flu. Fever and chills, headaches, cough and sore throat, running, stuffy nose, muscle aches, and fatigue. Not everyone with flu will have a fever. So they vary in different hosts. But what is causing this? If you haven't noticed yet, the stomach flu and the flu are one. Don't be tricked by the play of words. So what's their remedy to help relieve or prevent people from getting the flu? The remedy they suggest is get a yearly flu shot. Now that is funny, right? Paid or free. Look what this nurse has to say about that. This will further let you know you are the product.
But please try to keep under the 3 minutes so that we can listen to everyone. I'm a little shorter than she is. I'll try to talk fast. I don't come here with any degree. I come here as public. I live locally. You are one and all. I'm going to start with a quote by William Wilberforce. And he stated, you can choose to look away, but you can never say you don't again. I just retired from a local hospital here. No one believes in this flu shot. My colleagues, I did. Because the efficacy, and I won't give you data, you created the data. 10% one year, 18% the next, 40% at best. The flu mission you gave to our children from 2 to 8 years, for almost 4 years, never worked 3%. Oh well. You know, I worked in a hospital where my colleagues, doctors and nurses, and medical assistants and patient care lab, we didn't believe in the flu shot. We were probably 40%. And then came your mandates. And then came your recommendations. So you know, after 4 years before I retired, I put a mask on 12-hour shifts. It wasn't easy to breathe. That's how much I didn't believe in your efficacy. My colleagues didn't believe in it either, but some of them couldn't wear that mask for 12 hours. So in the beginning, they said I'm just getting a shot, I can't wear the mask. But in the truth, the public's truth, my observation, which is the first step in scientific theory, they didn't believe in your shot. This year, I retired. I'm grateful for that because my soul was sick at what I saw go on. That flu shot was crazy. It was 10%. How can you do data? Which 10 shot out of 100? Then it was 30. And then you get up here today and new implications on our children buying 4. Really? You govern globally and this country. I'm glad I'm retired now because now I can talk to you. Because you know what? Well, I couldn't. Because if I did, conflict of interest, I would have lost my job. That's truth. A lot of my colleagues did lose their jobs. I was one of the few hospitals in this city that allowed us masks. I can name 5 hospitals that don't. Goodbye, pink slip, no flu shot. How did I survive 20 years and never get the flu in that environment? ER. High volume. Was I not on the front lines? Every flu case, 300 people a day. Every flu case, it was me. I never had the flu. You know why? I didn't know how to wash my hands. I didn't know how to take vitamin D. I didn't know how to take all the syrup. I don't approve of your flu shot. Now you have pharmacists giving it. You bribe us with cards at Target, and you tell us it's free and it's everywhere. Get it. There's stereotypes. You should be ashamed. And then because I do want my colleagues, the other moms that know what the CDC doesn't do for us. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He fights for us. He does. He goes to court for us. For our kids that suffered. I'm looking around. Some of you are my age. And if I'm mistaken, I apologize. But I'm in a generation where I got 7 shots. 26 years later, my daughter got 10. Her son got probably 60. My new grandson's expected to get 72, and I just watched you add more. I'm appalled. My grandson, Robert Kennedy Jr., you know what he says? His family started Special Olympics. There were no autistic kids. He says that where the 40-year-olds wearing diapers with helmets on at the mall, if you misdiagnose them, if you miss them, because you say they're not vaccines, then they miss them. Where were the special ed classes when people in my generation? There weren't any. Because they didn't exist. That's what he says. Do you know, and it's true. Do you know what's going to happen? I have a 10-year-old grandson, and I don't care what you say, that autism and vaccines don't exist. It does. Because I watched a perfectly healthy, beautiful 2-year-old get those shots and become a severe autistic child. And guess what? He will be 40, walking in the mall with a diaper on and all. Thank you for the studies that you do too. Okay.
So we can see there is something alarming here. So what they have always known. Let's keep moving. Alright. See, in the lungs, migrating larvae causes a verminous pneumonia, which may result in death if large numbers of larvae are involved. Clinical signs are those of pneumonia. Pigs have an asthmatic cough and may breathe with difficulty. So in truth, all pigs have pneumonia before they die. Then they're turned into chow and fed back to other pigs as food. So it's a cycle of gross disease. And these same pigs are stocked in grocery stores as edible food. It's sickening. The stomach flu and the flu is swine's flu. The worms attack your system the same way they attack the pig systems, bringing about the same exact symptoms the pigs experience. Pigs are abomination, and those who eat it becomes an abomination. Here's what they don't tell you. Earlier when I posted, the Most High wanted me to put those slides in here. He has warned us all. The food comes along with the holiday seasons will be off limits to the set apart, because there are going to be gross sickness and deaths around these seasons. If you keep the holiday seasons, you have been warned. There is a green light on your life. Instead, come out from among them and be ye separate, says Yahuwah. Keep his feast days, his Shabbats, and his commandments. Live his word as much as you read it and proclaim his name. Keep Abba Yah's ways, not man's traditions. Shalom. Please remember to share, like, comment on the video, and subscribe to Truth Colors. I am still currently working on the call 2. That will be ready shortly. Just give me time on that one. But I had to get this one done for the holiday season. Alright, you have a good one. Please share. Shalom, shalom.